What do you say we send off the weekend with a great game of football, everybody? The stage is set. It is Sunday night prime time here on EA Sports. Coming up, let's close out another great week of football with a Sunday night prime time matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Denver Broncos. And his punter, Ethan Evans, going to send this one away. And away we go on Sunday night prime time. Marvin Mims now to return it. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is first and 10. Nick's off the play action. He finds his running back, R.J. Harvey. Well, maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards.
Back at the 16-yard line.
Specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
So second and 13 now after that last catch wound up losing him 3 yards. Throwing here, Nix. And neither one of these guys is going to come down with this. This is incomplete. So call this one a draw, Brock, because the receiver had a look at it, but neither guy could secure the football.
No real secret. They were going to get him and his height involved early there, Kate. The secret was how is he going to be defended? Well, they chose to go physical. And that will plant a little thought in his mind. The next time the ball comes his way, he better be ready for some contact.
They connect on the deep shot. Hits the 20. All the way. Touchdown. This is where you always want to be standing into your first drive, Brock. Hey, even more so when we're chasing these early season wins.
You know what comes to my mind as you say that, Kate, is just stacking. Right, we hear this from coaches all the time, stacking practice days, stacking good reps. Ultimately, stacking drives together like that, you know, helps you stack wins.
All right, so they like the results on the field, and they're going to decline this penalty.
For the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. And they're going to spot the ball to the 35 to begin this drive. Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. First and 10. Stafford now off the play fake. That's on target. Cook and Akua. He's going to bring this down to their 35. Talk about an explosive start to this drive. 30 yards.
30. And the Rams first down.
So the big play moves him well past midfield. Has him set up now at the 35. First carry now for Kyron Williams. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Stop that one with Dante Dillon.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and keeps that defense honest.
first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. On the play fake, here's Stafford. No place to go here, and they plant him back at the 37. Jonathan Cooper. His first of this season after hitting 8 just a year ago. He's drawn in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Stafford now. So the heave knocked away from the intended target. Brings up 4th down. So here's Harrison Davis, ready for the field goal try. This a 54-yarder.
54-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it dropped that down now to a 4-point game.
They were able to answer a score with a score, maybe not to tie the game, but to certainly turn some of the momentum.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. First play in the drive. Here's Harvey. There's the sack. But 22 yards given up for 4. That's going to be 1st down Denver.
It's a gain of 22 yards. And the
One play in
Broncos
blocking this drive is already in enemy territory.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here's Nix to throw. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And he's marked down. Looks like at the 52-yard line. Even 10-yard gain on the play. And it's going to be 1st down Denver.
Tight ends will eat up every one of those opportunities to show and prove they can be chain movers as well. Even as they get more and more recognition in this league, they're still constantly working to prove that they're playmakers too.
1st and 10 from the 32. Nix looking to throw. A dangerous throw. He almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on 1st down.
That was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Working on 2nd down. Nix. As he goes, running up before a big gain. 18 yards on that play. Now we're in the Broncos and set it down.
That is so demoralizing for a defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end. You see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, and get that 1st down anyway.
From the red zone on 1st. Batted away at the line. Incomplete. Didn't put it high enough to get it over that line. 2nd down coming up.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Here's Nix. Escapes the pocket. Outright and Ingram makes the grab. And he has it down in the 8-yard line on the play. Now, I don't know if matching how many catches he had last week is going to happen this week, but still the player, Brock, you want to funnel your passing game through as much as you can.
You certainly do, and one thing I love about today's coordinators and their creativity is they find all sorts of different ways to get their playmakers the ball, and they do it typically like that from the jump.
Ingram's got another one. He's going to be short of that goal line, but not of the marker. They got 1st and goal.
We call 3rd downs money downs for a reason, Kate, because it takes everybody offensively to cash in. Excellent protection, set the table for the QB to get the completion and the yards necessary.
Nix trying to sneak it. And he's going to be taken down as this defense shows some backbone. Great stand to get him at the 2.
Ooh-wee, Kate. No secrets there, no subterfuge. You can look that up in the dictionary. They lined up like it was a sneak, drove it forward, and absolutely outmanned and outgunned to go to the top.
And he's in for the touchdown. The points right now for Watts.
Touchdown, Broncos.
This one splits the uprights. It is good. And lead up to a much more comfortable 11 points now.
14. Rams 3. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. 1st and 10. To throw, Stafford. And he's going to want another chance at that one. Catchable ball indeed. He's going to come up with it. 2nd down. First play of the drive, Brock. You always tell me this. Always the start of a new battle. And defense wins round 1 in this series.
Yeah, and this next down kind of sets the table, right? You got to now put yourself in a manageable 3rd down after lack of execution on 1st.
Stafford on 2nd down. He's got the hold up to Devontae Adams. He's going to be out there after a pickup of about 17 yards. That gives L.A. the first.
It's a gain of 17
You
yards.
just love that kind of execution because it's able to make an impact, Kate, beyond simply getting the 1st down. That yardage really sets them up now to be aggressive with a new set of downs.
Here's Stafford. His time rolling right. And he's going to go down deep on his own side. About the 42. Matching last week's effort with that sack.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and clear. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home. That's it.
He's going to get this one ahead to it. Looks to be about 20 yards, maybe even a little more in that 1st down. So a nice play there out of a guy who was instrumental in the win last week, Brock, putting together that 100-yard receiving game.
Were you as surprised as I was in our meeting last night when I just esteemed Statman Dance list the number? And surprisingly, I thought it would be more than 50-50 when you have a 100-yard receiver. But those are what the numbers tell you the last decade. And more than anything,
He flicks it in for the Los Angeles touchdown.
The ball carrier. Touchdown, LA.
Harrison Mevis on to try to point after it.
For the extra point.
Send right down the middle and good. Make that the lead to 4.
Broncos 14. Rams 10.
Here's Evans set to kick this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Here's Harvey to kick this one off. Right down there after a gain of about 14 yards. That's going to give the Broncos a 1st down.
I don't think we're ever going to get away from the stat line of turnovers and winning that turnover margin being the biggest singular key in the NFL. Kate, I'll tell you what, when you run for 100 yards plus, you win 70% of the time. They did a week ago with this guy, and he's off to an excellent start.
Right at midfield.
1 quarter away so far. 14-10 our score. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They'll have it 2nd and 8. Now Nix. He's got the hook up to Ingram. Give him about 4, nothing beyond the catch, and he got there quickly.
I got a hunch, as busy as this tight end has been here in the first half, this defense, they're going to make some adjustments, and I think it started right there. Whole lot tighter coverage that time.
Now Nix on 3rd down. Gets this one in the nick of time, and the defense still quick enough to alter that throw. It's incomplete, and it's 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and incomplete.
Here we go on 4th, Nix. He beams one deep right side. Into a crowd, and the defender comes up with it. Emmanuel Forbes makes the play. And the Rams will take over as he scores his first interception of our season.
It's a turnover.
It sure is easier for those other 10 guys, Kate, out there to play with some confidence, knowing if they do their job and that quarterback throws it his way, he's going to make them pay. He took 3 away last year. That's his first this season.
Stafford. Finds Adams downfield. Contact is made, and that's going to take him out of bounds. Gain of about 21 on the play. And that will bring up the Rams first down.
And the Rams first down.
From the gun, a carry by Williams. Second down is going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. He's going to lose his yards.
It's a loss of 2.
Presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Get some more blockers up front. It also puts the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you can put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9, all the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Throwing now, Stafford. The curl here, he's got it. Getting close, and a hit will force him to that sideline. He picked up 24. And that's going to be a Los Angeles first down.
First down, Rams.
Give to Williams from the gun. And he's brought down after a great gain. That's going to set up 1st and goal. Nice early return there. They're going to be more than happy with that one, Brock. And could be a huge boost to their offense if his ground game can get going at this pace.
Every offense in this league searches for explosives. How can we find it? It's often through the air, but when you get it on the ground like that, boy, is it a huge bonus.
Breaking the huddle. Here's 1st and goal. Looking inside the red zone. And this is just going to be thrown in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Still plenty of chances, though. It's 2nd and goal.
Leads to second
Throw at this level, with so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. It'd be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
To the incomplete pass. Here comes 2nd and goal. Now Stafford to throw. Cuts him off, and he makes the play. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Devontae Adams, his 3rd of the year. Nevis now for the extra point.
For the extra point.
Accuracy perfect there as it's center cut.
Makes the score
Now up to the field goal.
Broncos 14.
There's Evans set to kick this away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. To throw, here's Nix. He rolls to his right. He tucks it and takes off. This line puts a bow on this play after a game of about 6.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
He doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up 3rd down.
That right there, Kate, that's taking the hard lessons from the previous drive and putting it into practice right here. Don't see a throw you like. It's too tight a window. Don't risk yet another interception.
Nix. Hill finds his back. Harvey. Defense gets to him, shoves him out. They're about 16 before they get to him. It's going to be 1st down Denver.
You know what keeps most of these defensive coordinators up during game week and preparation, Kate? It's just plays like that. It's quarterbacks being able to extend the play. It puts so much down into that defense and that defensive coordinator, too.
And they're going to be humbled here on 1st down. They're going to wind up losing yards on this play.
Tackled back at the
Line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he gets home. Touchdown, Denver. Troy Franklin scoring from 46 out. Lutz gets the extra point to go. They jump ahead by 4.
Broncos 21, Rams 17. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball for the 35 to begin this drive. Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. It's going to be 4th down. Stafford picks up about 19 yards. It's going to set up a Rams 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Stafford on 1st and 10. And 7-10 throwing football here early. Putting a receiver in motion. Back to throw. Here's Stafford. Pressure's there. They get him a big loss. Back to the 43. Matching last week's effort, but that's it.
I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, 5, 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Not going to get a snap here. We have arrived at our 2-minute warning. More from Sunday Night Primetime on the other side. In a real troublesome spot here, Brock. That sack has him set up 2nd down and 21. And again, following the sack. Stafford. It's everything he has under this one. This is caught inside the 15. And he is finally sent out of bounds, but not not until he gets it all the way down to the red
First and
zone.
goal, Los Angeles.
They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal. Corum does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line. With a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first.
It's a loss of 1.
As they'll meet and decide what to do on the second down.
At the 1-yard line.
He is quickly making a habit out of wrecking plays, Brock, and it doesn't seem to matter what type of play that is.
It's what the best of them do. We talk about just the versatility of offensive players being dual threats. This guy's a dual threat against the pass, and that time stuffing the run.
Another chance at 6. It's second and goal. Stafford now. To the end zone, but incomplete. That play's going to force third and goal.
As I watch practices today, Kate, at college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and lead teams for field goals, you've got a great chance to win.
Third and goal, it's Stafford. This is man, middle of the end zone. Touchdown Rams.
Williams. Touchdown,
Kyron
Los
Williams
Angeles.
getting them the lone
Harrison
yard that
Davis
they needed.
on for the extra point.
Davis connects on the extra point.
Good.
Lead
Makes
now
the
up to a
score
field goal.
Rams 24, Broncos 21.
Here's Evans set to kick this away. Here's R.J. Harvey on the return. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
So they'll head up here first and 10 from the 34. Shotgun hands off to Harvey. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7 blocks to begin this drive.
That run may not have gotten you a first, but sure, nice little run to set the table.
Brings up second and 3.
Last run got him 7. Here comes second and 3. Staying on the ground here with Harvey. Stop is made after a gain of about 7. That's going to be enough for the first.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to, because if you're that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Nick's looking to throw. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
Dude, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass, it was a scramble. But it's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Second down, give to Harvey. He still has room inside the 30. Toward the pylon, and he is in. Touchdown Broncos. R.J. Harvey brought one back earlier, now takes one across. Extra point is up and good for Lutz. They jump ahead by 4.
Broncos 28, Rams 24. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Return starts from the goal line. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard line.
Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. Speak up here, partner. 2-yard gain at most at second down.
27-yard line. 2 yards.
And they will not snap it again as we have reached the end of our first half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Now, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. He got, field position for the Rams as they get ready. 1st and 10. Stafford now off the play fake. He's in trouble, not going to get away. They drop him at the 20-yard. Nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
6 yards.
That is not the way they needed to come out of the locker room here to begin the second half. Trailing, you got to play with a sense of urgency. You got to protect your quarterback. And they didn't either.
Good time to reach in the bag of tricks on 2nd down. 16 to go following the sack. Shotgun snap to Sanford. That's him on the quick hitter. He's going to be brought down before he can really do anything after that catch. So give him a second and 7.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
3rd down, and they need to get 10. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Finds him over the middle. And he takes it down to the 33.
Stafford's pass.
That is the spot that they needed. 32 yards.
It's a gain of 32.
I love this, Kate. No
First
issues
down,
at
Rams.
all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
And it's a nice little jump here, 6 yards. Talanoa Hufanga there to make the play.
A 6-yard
One picks
pickup
up 6,
brings
so that
up
means it's 2nd and 4. Gives it Corum from the gun. They slow him up here after 4, maybe 5 yards. That gives L.A. the
He was
first.
taken down at the 22-yard
Okay,
line.
so they sent the blitz, but it almost seemed to backfire there, Brock. They ran through it for a pretty nice game.
First down.
Yeah, because there's a little boom or bust,
Yeah.
right? Is an offense, as a QB, if you see that and run away from the blitz, it can be effective.
And in. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
To Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. His 6th of the year, 2nd in this game.
On for the extra point.
Point after is good by
Kick is
Nevis.
good.
Lead now up
The
to a field
score,
goal.
Rams 31, Broncos 28.
Here's Evans set to kick this away. And he wasn't chancing a return
Broncos
there,
take
putting
over
it
first
out
and
on the
10.
back of the end
At
zone
their
for a
own
touchback.
35-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Here's Nix. Throw for right finds Waddle. He's got a 1st down there, and that's a gain by 14. Now we're in the Broncos, and he set it
It's a
down.
gain of 14
It
yards.
just felt like a composure play. Quarterback was calm. Receiver did his job securing the ball, and because of it,
First and
those
10
chains
at
are
the
removed.
49-yard line.
Here's Nix on 1st and 10. And he's up to 9 of 15 passing after that last completion. It's Harvey straight ahead. He's across midfield into Rams territory. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
The 48-yard line.
Okay, that's a run that's told him on the stat sheet, but if we see a bigger
Second
play on the
and
ground
7.
later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down. We have an injured player down there, and with his history, we really hope this is nothing serious. It is J.K. Dobbins who was hurt on that one. On the handoff, here's Harvey. And he'll make his way through for a pick of the 4.
I'll steal a line from one of my buddies. Run the
down
floor.
at the
Mark
37-yard
Schlereth,
line.
two-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run
It's
the
now
ball,
2nd and
gotta
6.
keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Back to Harvey on 2nd down. They rally to him after a gain of about 7. That effort enough. And back 1st down.
That's tough to call, but offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down. But instead, they move the chains. And that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Throwing here, Nix. Has his man, but his man does not have that football. He drops an easy one, bro. It's second down.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing their homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction. How well the defense had that one covered.
This one also in and out of the hands. Incomplete. This time, though, a hit assisting in the break of that would be catch. That means it's third down. Well, we all have these days, Brock. It just hasn't been there between these guys in this one. A lot of targets, but zero results.
Kind of tells me this defense, they had that jersey number in practice. That's what happens when you're a really good player. They make sure the defense all week long is focused on this guy, not letting him get going, and he has one.
And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
First down.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10.
At the 11-yard line.
Giving this to Harvey. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. Casual fan, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Harvey once more. That is exactly why you rally to the football. After one tackle, the next guy gets him for a loss.
Taken down behind the line of
That's got to
scrimmage.
be so frustrating for the running. You're fighting the good fight. You even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here he goes, third and long. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Forbes makes the play. And the Rams get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
6-yard line.
A minute and a half remaining in the third. Here's Williams to start the drive. He will be stopped after just about yards. Second and 9 coming up. In the middle of all that chaos and traffic, look at that. It was their safety who ran in to clean that up.
Yeah, with their size and where they come from on the field, it's pretty cool. They love those opportunities to blitz, kind of hide behind their defenders and their peers, and then go finish the tackle.
On second down, along with Williams. Second down here, but not before the play gets him 12 big yards and a first down.
Brought down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 12. First down, Rams.
They stay on the ground with Williams. Like a turnaround, his last two plays on rescue on one, and now they get him behind the line.
Back at the
On these
15-yard
first and 10
line.
calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
They're able to haul him down, and that's going to wrap up this third quarter. That's the end of 3 on Sunday Night Primetime. It's Rams ball. We'll see if they can hang on to this lead till the end. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Another run for Lateral goes haywire. Broncos gets in this one.
We got a close game here, ladies. Both sides of the ball. We're getting the same message from the coaches. Any play could be the impact play that decides this one. And in this case, how about that? It's a literal impact as the big hit forces a clutch fumble.
On the move, headed right. He's in trouble, not going to get away. They drop him at the 29. And that is back-to-back sacks for him.
He's taken out.
It has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Things not looking good after that sack. 15 to go here on second down. After the sack, Nix. Put the body on the line for his team. Well, he had a chance to avoid the hit, Brock, but we knew the outcome from the moment he decided not to. It made contact. contact. That flag came out. So now, following the penalty, it's first and goal. Running it after the penalty. He sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain or two. So no third touchdown just yet, Brock. Defense able to rally and finally stop him right there.
I got to feel a little confidence there finally to hold him out at least this time after watching him get them twice before.
Another for Harvey. He's not going to score. He stops short and actually might have lost it going back to the 2. Great call in a short yardage situation right there, Brock, and that was exactly the type of front that defense needed to have.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love the X's and O's of it, and then even more, the guys going out there and executing it, pulling the trigger to create that loss.
This can be brought down shallow, and not just the end zone, Brock. First down marker as well, so now offense facing an interesting fourth down decision.
Fourth and goal.
Here comes Will Lutz, a lot riding on this field goal try. It doesn't get much easier than this.
The kick is
Kicked well, and this is good!
That ties the game.
Fourth quarter, that's going to tie the game!
After I'd imagine dozens of kicks into that net on the sideline staying warm, Kate finally gets his chance. The field goal through the uprights, and of course, he wasn't going to whiff on that opportunity.
And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. First and 10. Adams put in motion right. To throw, Stafford. Diving in and gets his hands underneath for the catch.
Complete to number 17.
On that pickup. That's going to be good for an LA first down.
19 yards.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
One play in, Brock, and his drive is already into enemy territory. Here's Stafford. Pressure's there, and they drop him back at his own 45. Allen hits him again. There's a pair of sacks for him here on Sunday Night Prime Time.
I think we've reached the point of the game, Kate, where I've got to make my PSA. Protect the quarterback, and quarterback, protect yourself.
McCoy here, he's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds right at that marker. Looks like just on the wrong side of it, so it's going to be third and inches.
But it's third down.
Stafford. Completes the out-marker. He runs this to the 25 before being brought down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. The Rams have the first down.
First down, Rams.
From the gun, carried by Corum. And a couple of teammates combining there with a stop after just 1 yard. Well, you're talking about sometimes it works, and sometimes, like there, almost nothing comes. They just run it right into the teeth of that blitz.
And the thing, too, about that success is get ready to see more blitzes. The coordinators love to dial it up.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Now Stafford to throw. Quick slant, taken in by Nakua. They get this down to the 7-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that game, Brock, and it sets him up for first and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They take the lead with a field goal, Brock, but they can touchdown here as they get set up first and goal. On the handoff, it's Corum. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. He gets him 3, and this brings up second and goal.
A gain of 3 brings up
That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Rams in range for game-winning score.
again. Find a way to protect, find a way to run, and get the ball out of his hands.
Nakua, the receiver, in motion right. Looking to throw it. And finds it in the end zone for an LA touchdown. That is Max Clare. His first career touchdown in the NFL. How about it? So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Here's Evans set to kick this away. Return starts from the goal line. Returnable from near the end zone. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Drops it down. Harvey. He'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. For somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you've got to admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. In the double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
After a game of about 5, that gives them a first down.
That's good for a Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
He finds his back. Harvey. And they're on him to send it out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. A clutch moment for a massive play. 36 yards. All their timeouts left, but not much time itself. It's 1st and 10. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when he saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down. All right, so trailing right now, looking up at the scoreboard, Brock. Can't afford to be too picky, but it did look like getting rid of that football was the right call there.
Yeah, you live to play another day. Now, the key is you've got to take advantage of this day to come.
This is Ingram looking left side. He's down inside the red zone before the end of the day. Give a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. Quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's 1st down.
The 20-yard line.
He'll look to throw it. Brought in. They get this down to the 7-yard line. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts.
13 more
And
yards.
they're going to have 1 left at their disposal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Here he is to throw. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left.
Intended for Evan
Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock. But down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches. And he couldn't.
And they pull it off. A touchdown catch. It's now overtime. Right here on the table.
Touchdown, Broncos.
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. And everyone can breathe a little bit easier now, at least for the moment. The try is up and good. They found a way to tie it late here in the 4th quarter.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Returnable from the 2. He's got a lane up past the 30. That return comes to a close, which means buckle up, everybody. We've got some extra football on the way. And there's still something being celebrated by the fans, isn't it, Brock? A coin toss might not decide the game anymore here in overtime. Both sides guaranteed a possession now, even if the first team scores a touchdown. And if we're tied after those two series, it is next score wins. And in overtime here, Brock, I know you love this one. A touchdown, no longer an instant victory. No matter the outcome of that opening series, the other side gets the football with a chance to then tie or win it. And if we're tied after those two drives, we play on until there's another score or time expires. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. There's three tight ends to the right on his 1st and 10. First throw of overtime. That's complete. Nakua on the left side. He's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Chance to take the lead and set themselves up for a win. Gotta make this count as they come up on 2nd down. Stafford now. It's caught by Williams. Keeps on moving into the red zone. And he gets home. Touchdown Rams.
Complete to
Kyron Williams. His 2nd in this game, matching his total from last week. This is good. That's a big one, Brock. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in OT.
Broncos 38.
Challenge has been laid down, partner. It's time to see if they have an answer prepared as we're off again. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball to the 35 to begin this drive. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Now it's his turn in overtime. Dump off Popeye's back. Out of bounds he goes, following a gain of about 11. It's going to give the Broncos a 1st down. All right, so far so good, partner. Taking advantage of the change to respond here in overtime. We all know that was reserved only for the playoffs previously. But now an opportunity teams get in regular season games too.
Yeah, I think we both love this because really it keeps teams from blaming a coin flip anymore. Even if some of the anger in the past was justified now you just look in the mirror and know it's all upon you to deliver.
Ooh, almost a throw to Johnston. Defender got it in his hands. He dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up. All right, still 10 to go here after they almost had an interception on 1st down. Now a 2nd down throw for Nix. Completed to his running back. Down to the 44-yard line as he nearly picks up the 1st.
I know that inflation doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with a running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
It's a 3rd down give to Harvey. They stop him after that 5-yard gain. Now he's going up for a fresh set of downs. Sure seems like running at a blitzing defense shouldn't work out too often, Brock. But right there it did nicely for him.
Yeah, football's kind of a fun game, Kate, because it can be super complex. You get into a lot of language and a lot of detail, and then other times, like, just run away from it. Just run away from it, and good things can happen.
Nick slides in safely. And so they picked up that 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him on his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Here's Nix. The throw to the right finds Waddle. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down. All right, partner, they're not going to get him down there just yet, but let's you and I do that. In the red zone, they need the touchdown first, obviously, but after that, they're going to have a decision, right? Do you kick to tie and give the football back? Or do you go for 2 in the victory?
Well, not dodging it, Kate, but that's honestly a great question. I know this, that decision is very motivating. The best coaches, decision makers, we know this. They're playing ahead, series ahead, possession ahead. That was a choice you made before you ever got the football.
Next to throw on second. That'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time.
He's got it. What a throw. Touchdown, Denver. Nick's leading the Broncos to the line for this two-point try.
The Broncos will line up for the two-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. Flushed out of the pocket. And he gets into the end zone. So the choice to pass on a time. A good one. That gives him a 1-point lead. It's a win for the Broncos.
45.
Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb.